çalışan bugün gazetesinde ilk işten atılanlardan biriyim. Şu anda yeni bir gazeteye çıkarttık. Yani özgür düşünce olarak yolumuza devam ediyoruz ama...
If the purpose of the 3 billion euros is to press Turkey to shut the door, to close its border with Syria, to push back people who come across the border into the hands of Assad or various abusive rebel groups, to demand visas for people who want to fly to Turkey, to bar the boats from leaving Turkish shores. Those kinds of involuntary restrictions on the rights of refugees are wrong. And Turkey should stand up against them. Turkey should not become a party to any European effort to deny the basic rights of people to flee persecution, particularly the severe persecution of today's Syria, and find a safe place of refuge abroad.
Return convincing foreign direct investment to increase. The economy is going to be in trouble so long as this kind of extreme repression continues, and it's only a matter.
That has given rise to an explosion of Islamophobia and an increasing scapegoating of the refugees and other migrants. Now, as a counterterrorism measure, the Islamophobia is the last thing you should want. It's obviously wrong in itself, but it's also exactly what ISIS wants. If you were ISIS trying to figure out how do you build an environment in which you can gain more recruits, the first thing you would do would be to try to widen the divides in Europe, to build Islamophobia and to make the Muslim population of Europe feel more and more isolated.
Yes.
I don't understand why Turkey is objecting to the PYD being present in Geneva as part of the delegation to address the horrible bloodshed taking place in Syria. The PYD-YPG has been probably the most effective ground force fighting against ISIS, obviously operating in conjunction with US air support, but it's been a critical part of the military picture. More to the point, Syrian Kurds are a significant minority within Syria. They deserve a voice at the table. And just because Erdogan has resumed the conflict with the PKK in the southeast should not mean that Kurds are deprived of their part as Syrian citizens to try to shape the future of their country. We're deeply concerned that the AKP under Erdogan is trying to undermine any institution that is capable of holding it to account. We're seeing this in the attacks on the media, where any organized opposition is being stifled through a variety of means. We're seeing it in the undermining of the independence of the judiciary and the prosecutors, so that these sorts of judicial checks, the enforcement of the rule of law, have become much less effective.
It's a time where there are 40,000 political prisoners, where hundreds of activists have been physically disappeared. We don't know where they are. Torture has become pervasive.